Hi, it's Elsa. Welcome.
To Forever 30s. Are we excited for today's topic?
I am. I'm excited to learn.
Well, I don't know if I'm a teacher. Who are we learning
Girl,
from?
that's why I'm here. I brought my notepad. I have a poster.
Well, like to I didn't know we were.
We're usually here to say how we both lack on whatever subject we're talking about. And that's it.
We're not learning. We're not learning. Well, I don't know if we're going to learn. I think, well, maybe.
That's what I was here for, so I guess.
Okay. Okay. So I think maybe just, can you take some pressure off?
No, this is just to voice my lack thereof. Today's subject.
Whatever we know to brainstorm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Today's topic is
feminine energy. What is it? How to get it? Apparently, we're not going to get to that.
Apparently, we're not going to get there.
We're just going to define it. What it's not.
Says, yeah. We'll tell you what it's not. What's feminine energy to you?
I think if I could describe it in like softness, ser vulnerable, just like pretty in pink.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you could think of, like a girl who's just being a girl. Like those TikToks that say, I'm just a girl.
I think I would say soft. Like, you know how they say my soft girl era and my feminine girl era? That's what I would imagine it. I think I don't have a good relationship with the word vulnerable. I can with like friends, not with men. So when you say feminine, I kind of sometimes put it with men. I'm like, not vulnerable. Like, don't back down. So, okay, we're starting off wrong.
I'm not the only broken one here.
We're starting off wrong. Pero I think of soft. I think of like an aura that they give.
Allowing others, like allowing someone else, or typically like the male figure, to take control, to guide, and just write it out. And that is what I struggle with.
Passenger princess vibes, yeah. Okay, so what do you struggle with?
Everything. I gotta drive. In every sense. In the car and in the relationship. And I'm trying to learn how to let go of control a little bit. And I think at my parents' house is the only place where I feel safe letting go of control and letting someone else take control. And that's my mom. If my dad's gonna take control, like wait, what are we doing here? No, we're not gonna end well. Mom's gotta lead this one.
So do you think your mom is in her feminine era?
No, well,
feminine energy.
I think now she is.
Why now?
Because of my dad. Because she feels comfortable enough to let my dad take care of her in a lot of. I think with my mom being sick, she's had to give up a lot of things. And my dad's really like taken over, from doctor's visits to medications to diets to this and this and that, where my mom, a huevito, had to allow my dad to take care of her and to do things for her and to say, slow down, I've got it. Where all these years my mom's always said, get out of the kitchen, I got this. And so, like I said, I don't want to get to a point where a fuerzas, I have to let someone do things for me. I want to learn to accept that it's okay when people do nice things for me, especially men. Because if you do something nice for me, like, well, thank you. If a guy, I'm like, whoa, what does he want?
What do you want?
Why are you here?
Do you think then a man would control your feminine energy, or do you think that's something that you control yourself?
I think I control it, but a man can give me the safe space to bring it out. Like if I feel comfortable enough to. There was a time in my life where I felt like I had started to let someone else take control, and I felt in a safe zone where like certain aspects I could be like, okay, I'm just a girl, and like he's got it.
I got the lipstick.
But even then, I feel like I carry like a really strong energy that like a veces se me sale without me thinking about it. It just comes out. I want to take control. I want to take over. And I did the strengths finder. I think I told you about. I have to get to the book so that you can tell me your strengths. It is a book. And some of the things that I see on there, it's me 1000%. But the way that it explains it is the good and the bad of that strength. Like, why is it a strength, but why can that also be a weakness? And that really, like, le dije a Laura, like, I felt so understood by that, like, test. And it helps me, like, a veces when I fight with my mom, it's like, okay, like, here's where my strength is trying to take over this situation, and I wish I knew my mom's strengths. Then I can be like, okay, I need to back off a little bit. And because
I wish we knew everybody's strengths. Like, you walk around with your, like, strength and your weakness. So we would get along a lot better.
You know what it is? We always try to get to know each other. But this helps you get to know yourself so much more, too, in ways you hadn't before.
Well, like I just told you with the conversation that I had with Karen. As long as I understand my feelings, I feel less crazy. But when I don't understand the reason that I'm upset, and I'm like, oh, I'm upset because of X, Y, Z, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. That's when I get more como, me siento loca, me siento como que atrapada. And once I understand, I'm like, got it. It didn't fix the situation, but I understood my emotions, and I'm not crazy anymore. Oh, yeah. But sorry, you were saying, what does it say about your strengths? Maybe it was control, I'm assuming. No, I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
It's my 10th strength. Yeah, a lot of them are about taking charge. And not just in, like, I have to control it. Is in, some of them are, like, I like to help. So I like to be able to take control so that, you know, I got this, whatever. And somebody told me that even though I grew up with a dad, I was raised in a single mom mentality.
I've heard stuff like that.
In a survival mode. And when they said it to me, I was like, damn. Like, I was annoyed. But then I was like, when I was by myself, I was like, it's true.
Yeah, dicen que en veces if the male figure is very, like, como, sí, como, y la mamá es la que tiene todo el control, that it's like you were raised as a single mom. Should we ask Google what feminine energy is?
Yes.
Let me see.
And be like, not you, bitch.
Feminine energy is often described as an invisible energetic force that is related to traits such as compassion and empathy that have been stereotypically associated with women. The term feminine energy has been used since at least the 1990s.
Do you feel like you don't have empathy? Because I feel like I have empathy.
I don't have a lot of empathy. Let me take that back. I have empathy, I think, logically a lot. Puedo ser muy realista, and when someone cries, it's like, oh my gosh, it's because I hurt my finger. Yeah, you kept slamming it. Like, so, but I have empathy when stuff, like, is out of people's control and it goes, that's when I'm like, pobrecito, like, how can we help? But when I see that it's things that are being, like,
you're doing to yourself,
100%, I'm like, I have no empathy for them.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel bad at all. But I don't think the whole, what you just said, I think control, they do say, like, when you're in your feminine energy, you're not in control. You have to let go of control. That's a better way to say it.
It can mean different things to different people, and it often involves both external and internal changes, like your appearance.
Yes.
How you dress, like clothing, your grooming, your makeup, your accessories. I see that a lot. I'm not like a super girly with, like, you think I'm girly?
Because you're very makeup-y and, like...
Well, that's just me covering up my face.
No.
But it's not, like, I don't do it to be girly.
You use a purse. I use the side. I think you're girly. I don't think you're a tomboy.
No, I'm not a tomboy.
Your nail, like, I think you're girly.
Well, then let me teach you.
Well, let me tell you about a little bit about feminine.
Damn, the claws, yeah, for sure.
Well, I think what they say when it's exterior, it's like como que sí que te vistas bien. What femininity is, like, if you see a guy and they're like, oh, he's very feminine, it's because se cuida.
Those mannerisms is what I would say. I don't have feminine mannerisms, I think. Maybe, like, si me cuido como mujer porque mi mamá is very, like, and those are habits. But I think in my mind and in my, like, how I walk. You know how women walk? No, yeah. When women walk and they sway the hips. I don't walk. I walk like a gangster, like, like, I'm here to tell you what to do. Where, like
white chicks. When they're like,
hold on, my purse.
Remember when the guy's like trying to talk? He says something como tirándole el rollo. He's like, "Oh, you want some of this?" Us in our feminine energy.
That's where, to me, is more obvious. Like, just how you carry yourself and how you act. como tú dices, un hombre afeminado is the mannerisms and the this and that, where I think like I carry myself very like heavy, if that makes sense.
I think that makes sense. I think I've always been like that, very, more masculine than feminine, but I think for me it was because I was always had to be in control. And if you ask any of my exes, they're like, no, she didn't have
No,
to. I didn't
don't
force
talk
her.
to losers.
You can write to them. I think if you ask them, they would be like, no, no one forced her to be in control. No, but someone had to take control of a lot of situations. And the control wasn't taken by you, so I had to take it. And you were okay with that, and you never stopped
Where's
me.
the clap button?
Come on, Wiggles.
They didn't see you having to step up and said, oh damn, let me step up so that she can relax.
Exactly. And that can be in a lot of things. That can just be like in decisions, in money, in lo que tú quieras. And sí es cierto, como en cualquier decisión. I had to take initiative. But I do take pride in myself in that now, like taking initiative. But I feel like I'm not a control freak.
Okay.
I am a little bit, but I think it's not as big anymore. I think I had to have control over everything. But I would say that's the hardest part of like tapping into it, you know? You know what though? I think I was forced to give up the control. Because with the whole accident thing, it was weeks before the quinceañera. And I had all the control in the world of everything, like the quinceañera, everything, right? And I never gave control to Luis. And I always wanted control of everything. When the whole accident thing, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I gave it up, and it was the worst thing ever to lose the control. And I remember that I was like, the quinceañera is gonna be a hot mess. Everything's gonna go wrong.
Sí, sí.
Because I'm not doing it. And I didn't trust him. And I remember like him, estaba bien ocupado. Me acuerdo que ese mismo día cuando salimos de la misa, he's like, ay, el teléfono me para de timbrar. And then as soon as he said that, it rang again. He's like, bueno, no, tienen que estar ahí. And it was one after another. And he was still so gentle to me. And he hung up and he's like, ¿ocupas algo? And I'm like, no. He's like, voy al baño otra vez. He wasn't mean about it. Like, no me sentí como que fuera...
Una carga.
Ajá, una carga o un reclamo. And that was like the first time I had ever like seen that, even from him, because I had never given him that opportunity. So then, poco a poquito, pues fui dejando, I'm like, ay, qué padre, I don't have to worry about that. You take care of that. With therapy, when I quit my job, that's when I realized letting go of control, letting go of everything was so hard for me, because the last time I had ever done it, I had an eviction notice.
Damn.
Yeah. I had no money. He couldn't help me. Tenía una niña. I was broke. So, siempre tuve el miedo de volver a llegar ahí. Y ahora como que siempre tenía que, si hago eso, we already did that before. This is your result. And she's like, but that's not your reality. And she's like, and they're showing you that it's... So, it was very, very hard, because the last time you did give up control, it didn't go well.
It's that, like, in the back of your mind, like, ay, si le doy.
But I think that's probably, because we can all get pretty. We all probably like getting pretty. We all like getting pampered, but letting go of your security. What you know that if you take care of it, it's going to get done right.
To trust someone to do it.
But I think it takes a special person to be able to take that on. Porque todos los hombres creo que quieren una mujer que sea muy femenina, que sea muy, like, very soft, very, todo quieren, but like, what do you offer to...
But you don't pay the bills?
No, and you don't, and because you want me to be submissive doesn't mean that you just get to be mean and angry and ¿cómo se dice?
On a power trip.
Yeah, that's not how you're gonna get it. Al contrario, I'm gonna get even meaner. I'm like, you're not gonna outbeat me.
There's a TikTok where the guy said, si tu mujer te está pidiendo que borres a una vieja del TikTok, right? Stop following her, whatever. Instead of arguing with her, just try it and see how, if you just listen to what makes her comfortable or uncomfortable, just test it out. Because you already know how bad it is to not listen. But if you try it and see how that person's going to appreciate that you are understanding and, ¿cómo se dice? Fulfilling their needs or listening to their needs, they're going to start fulfilling your needs. And
oh my gosh.
I already knew that. Men are the one who
You're like, why are you so shook?
really need to like.
That's so true. It's fucking common sense things, pero es cierto. De que, what if you just do something that's gonna make me happy? And I don't feel like that's anything extra. It's not like you're saying go punch your mom in the face, because that'd be pretty awesome. But it's like you're asking for something. Hey, that doesn't make me feel well. Yeah, it doesn't make me feel well. It makes me feel insecure. Whatever, you do it. But I think men have this power trip, and they think that like if they're just the ones that are in control, que yo soy macho, that's how they're gonna get someone that's submissive or feminine. Miré un TikTok también que puro pinches TikToks. So miré un TikTok que decía, I think it said maturing or something, is realizing that some men do deserve like that king treatment. De que les hagas de comer, that you keep clean, que les eches su lonche, lo que sea. Sí. And I think that's true. And I always had the negative like mindset que I will never want to like, cater fully to a man, because men don't deserve it. But there's some men that do deserve it, because you treat me like a princess.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to. And I want to. It's not that I have to.
It's a good theory.
That's crazy. How would you explore your feminine energy? Like, what could you do that would bring that out right now, today?
Today?
I'm pretty busy.
This is not for the future me.
Today's pretty cool.
Well, like we said, we could try things out, right? Just like we tell, like,
kids,
give room for that. But I don't really know how I would allow myself to be more feminine right now, today.
I think we were talking about being in our feminine energy with men right now, with being in a relationship. But you as a person, they say that you can also attract those types of guys being in your feminine energy.
Again, I'm here to learn. I think that a way that I can explore it is by my body language.
Okay.
I think even just...
Not me watching it right away.
In meetings, or like even if I go on a date, I'm very like, I've been told that I'm very like standoffish, like... Let's
see?
No, I'm very mindful of not crossing my arms, because I already know I already have like a stoic face. There is many guys who have said I'm very hard to read. They can't tell if I'm having a good time or not, because my face is always like... And me, like, I'm having a good time, so I don't realize. This really comes from I don't want to have wrinkles. So I'm not going to smile too much. So I think I could try to, like, smile more. Or, like, I hate when men tell me, why are you so serious? Smile. I hate that shit. But I could try
But I think that's... Okay, now you're telling me what to do.
That's different. No.
Yeah.
Without people telling me, I think I could just try to smile more and be more welcoming. Like, hi. In meetings.
I'm so happy.
In dates. Yeah, it's great.
But I like that. I know it sounds so horrible to say, but I think of feminine energy, and you know who I think of? Like, así como like a ditzy, like...
I was just gonna say,
I don't want to say that, though.
I don't want
to say that, but how? Because have you nunca has envidiado? I know you're lying when you're gonna say this. If you say no, nunca has envidiado a alguien that is like super ditzy, because they're so carefree and happy, and that we're
aspect,
like, and that we're like, like
that I feel they don't worry about things that I worry about.
Yes.
But I am envious of their brain sometimes. And
that's what I mean.
I want to be so blissful that I want to live life so como un niño. Like, because you don't know what really is. Yeah, that I have.
I don't know. Sometimes I think the whole feminine energy is like, maybe you can just play it to be stupid, because it's como the sprinkle lady that's like just act dumb. Like, they have to figure it out.
I think a man wants to be a provider. I think that's within them, and not just financially, but they want to be able to make the decisions. They want to take care of it. I think that comes to them. That's just nature. But I think it's not being nurtured, and so then we're growing up. We've grown up in a completely different, like, the expectation of the women still there, but the expectation, men don't want to be held to that expectation.
That's what I was gonna say. I think like what that video is or maybe he's insecure that he can't.
Mm-hmm.
So then, when you're insecure, or you're in the wrong of something, Lolo te pones defensive. So maybe that's...
I don't know that. I'm just kidding. No me pasa.
Luis had mentioned something to me when we were I don't know what the conversation was, but he's like, a mí me hace sentir, he's like, como que it fulfills him. He's like, knowing that you guys are taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, knowing que no llegas del trabajo estresada. He's like, y que estás aquí. A mí me da gusto. He's like, que los niños estén cuidados por ti. He's like, que si te da sueño te duermes. So, and I think...
Wow.
No, so I think...
Revolutionary.
So, you're like, wow.
No está tan fácil.
No está. Yo sí le digo, no me
Espérate.
So I think it is in men's nature to give, and I think it truly would fulfill them. But I think when a man has a different thought to it, like when they're really against it, is either because they feel insecure that they can't,
Mm-hmm.
or
So what one is?
yeah, or maybe they grew up in a household that like
The women lead too.
Yes.
También. A lo mejor hay veces que no tienen malas intenciones. They're just, that's what they grew up seeing. Yeah, I could see that.
But I think naturally I would want to be with someone that wants to give me everything,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to give them everything, just like you do with your kids in a relationship. So si tú puedes, ¿por qué no lo haces?
That's what I told the friend. I said, I want to date someone who's going to be obsessed with me as I am with them, and that's going to want to spend all their time with me. Being realistic that you can want to spend all your time together knowing you can't because you got to go to work and you got other things, but the desire is there. If you'd rather be alone than hanging out with me, then you're
Mm-hmm.
not for me.
Or if you can see me struggling and you're like, oh, and you're
Ándale.
living together, and it's like, sucks to be you because I'm over here
Mhm.
like with my savings. I think he's in his feminine energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then how do you want me not to be in my masculine, and you don't want me to take control and be in charge? And
So then how do you balance that? How do you not have too much of one or the other? Because I'm sure in a relationship or even just in life, there's parts where you have to step up more and like fulfill it, like you said, in certain areas where your masculine energy will come out more, maybe in your strengths or whatever.
I think, so I'm still not fully there. I'm trying though. But I think I am just more outspoken when I think something is like morally wrong. Like, oh,
Crucial.
see, like, I'm like, that's not, or like with the kids, I'm like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's not okay. Or like your thought process isn't okay. And I also think for you not to shut me up. And I'll shut up. Like, it's so crazy, pero no me digas.
I don't want to do it because now you want me to do it.
See, I don't want you to tell me like you have to give up control. Like, no, just when I think naturally es como cualquier cosa. It's like, oh, I'll help you out with this, and someone's helping you, viene de buen corazón versus like déjame lo hago yo, or like no sé. I think it just, like with quitting the job, he didn't say like you tienes que dejar el trabajo. He's like, if that's what makes you happy, do it. That I feel like it's an option for me, and not that I'm being forced into this like little square. That if I say tomorrow I want to go back to work, tomorrow I want to start this, or I want to go to school, I want to start a business, that it's like, oh, okay, go ahead. But I don't want to be able to feel that in order for me to be feminine and for us to get along,
You have no decision making.
no decision making, and I have to just, it's just for you. I've been given a space where it's like both of us, but it is.
I think the fact that they give you that is what allows you to,
Yeah, 'cause
like,
you, like,
porque
relax.
if I feel like someone's trying to take that from me, where like, nah, me estás tratando de suavizar so that you can have all the control and I don't have a say, that's when me voy a poner más brava.
Exactly, and I've told you, like, we've gotten into arguments before where I throw like, ¿crees que ahora me voy a dejar y que soy una callada y you necesitan? And he's like, what are you talking about? And
Estás peleando otros pinches
yeah,
rollo.
and mis propios like demonios. Yo estoy peleando algo que ni al caso. It's not even about the topic. Where I'm like, tú quieres que yo sea una callada y no me voy a quedar callada. And he's like, who's saying que te, like, well, you've never been a callada. But it's your own like feelings fighting.
Mm-hmm. And I think we talk about a lot about the aspects of like with the partner, but what about when it's just you and your partner aside? How can you show or express or welcome more feminine energy into you and
like
who you are.
Like he says, así con tu body language. And I do think being softer, even to yourself, kinder.
Yeah.
Let's say you make a mistake and you're like, como estoy pendeja, siempre hago esto pendeja. And it's like, no, it's like, oh, oopsie. Again, I don't want to be ditzy, but give yourself grace or just be like, okay.
I killed the dog. Buy another one. I crashed the car.
I just think of white chicks. But I just think, or just giving yourself more. If there's a man and a woman, women usually give more compassion. So you should give yourself more compassion. Mm-hmm. If you give yourself more grace, men are more, no, like, ¿me entiendes? Son como, no son tan flexibles, son
cavemen.
Nurturing. Women are more nurturing, so nurture yourself. Mm-hmm. Take care of, like, yourself, like, pamper yourself. And if money is an issue, then you can take, like, a bath. You can do your own stuff at home. Pero pamper yourself, take care of yourself, reparent yourself, like, no seas tan dura contigo misma. Because that's one of the gifts that we have as women.
And that goes into how I speak.
Yeah,
Tengo
that one's a hard one for me.
Una boca que I always thought, like, what's the harm? Like, words are just words. But now I'm like, damn, yo a veces, even with Laura, when I get really into it, I'm like, this fucking guy, like, this bitch. And I'm like,
Yeah. Why are we like that?
Sometimes you can't, your actions are limited. Sometimes you're like, with your words, you're like, oh, this is how I have a say. This is how I'm showing rebellion to my mom and dad. By doing the one thing they hate and just having
I think mine was more to be like louder and stronger than anybody else. I don't think mine was on rebellion though. I think mine was like... Okay, well, so if like, I'm a if I'm a gal that wants to be more feminine.
Vamos a hacer por lo de afuera. Incorporar, por decir, para mí, la joyería. Los aretes sí, pero yo no soy de anillos, de bracelets, de cadenas, de cosas like what you identify as girly. I can maybe accessorize more. I do hate carrying purses, and that purse is just there so that I'm trying to push myself to carry purses, but it still just sits there because I hate carrying stuff. So I could try do that. I could throw in some color into my wardrobe because it's like you go and it's like black. Like
I really have
never seen my closet. It's
no,
like,
people say like all I wear is black. When I went in there, I was like, wow, it is all black. You're ready for a funeral.
You guys today,
all of them.
Ya estoy lista. Yo ya traigo el atuendo puesto. Or even like within my makeup, I never really try color with my makeup, like hardly ever. I'm always like in the nudes and the browns. Nunca me ves con pink eyeshadow, pink lipstick. And I love that about Natalia, que Natalia will do like the glitter eyeshadow and the pink lipstick and some things like that. Okay,
now I'm like having questions. What is us trying to pursue to embrace our feminine energy versus changing ourselves?
I don't think I'm changing because I'm not giving up my whole self. I'm just implementing some things. Okay. Because la joyería que me voy a poner es la joyería que me gusta, not joyería that like I'm changing my whole wardrobe. Like I'm still, or maybe like even if it's a black top, more like ruffly black shirt.
Whatever, like to feel whatever would make you feel pretty.
Dale, así.
And you know what's funny that you mentioned, Natalia? I wouldn't say we were like softy girls, right? Our daughters are the complete opposite of us. Bere, I see her, and that's what I think of feminine energy. She'll wake up, even if we're not going anywhere, she'll do her morning routine, she'll do like her makeup, she'll do a like slick bun, bien peinadita, and then she's like, even if she's just like in house shorts, but she's ready for the day at home, ready. Moisturize, and then when she gets ready, she always puts her rings, and she's like, I like to get up early so I won't be in a rush. And even if she's upset, she's like, they're just getting on my nerves, I'm not going to deal with it. Como que es... Y yo, al contrario, me quedo like confrontational and mean and...
Me levanto así.
Sí.
Well, si miras, even just las recámaras, my recámara y la de ella, completely like different. And I tried very hard not to shut that down. Like, I'm not going to be that mom that's going to be like, I don't like white, so your room's going to be black. And I don't like pink, so there's no pink in this house. I mean... To me, I look at that bookshelf and I'm like, oh my God, all the different colors and all the out of order, and like it drives me insane. But that's how she organized it, and that's how she likes it. I mean, it's organized. It's just not like
what you want,
the palette that I would have picked. And I think I'm giving her the room to be who she really is meant to be without my influence.
So do you think the feminine energy also comes from having again, como dijimos, not that someone controls it for that, like que a fuerzas te toman el control, that it's like you have the option, then you get to be more lax.
I think like mi mamá es bien poderosa también, like, pero mamá is girly, pero bien en control, where to me, I think I took it like an extreme to
Me
my
too.
mom, like a definite extreme to my mom. Like, I'm gonna be in control, but I'm also gonna be the opposite of what you are.
I think I didn't want to be with like someone like my dad that was machista. So I told Dora, I was like, I became the machista. We
became the man we wish we had.
Because I was so scared to not have that I was like, if I turn this way, they can't control me. But then I became the controller, which isn't okay either. But I do think feminine equals softer. Easier. I don't know, it's an easier life, wouldn't you say?
Versus like you're walking on a cloud.
Neta, because you're not having to take control of
Y
everything.
ahorita ando en el pavimento.
¿Quién me está arrastrando?
En el summer de Phoenix, siento así, sin zapatos. Bien femenina nosotras cuando hablamos. ¡Ah! La risa. Porque yo no tengo una risa femenina. Y mi papá es like...
So snorting is feminine. No, it's true because you see girls and they just like laugh. They're so pretty.
¿Cómo te puedo decir? Yo siempre, I think I had such a bad concept of ser así bien femenina, because siempre veía como don't take up space. Being femenina is don't take up space. Blend in, listen, que todo así. Where me like, no, I want to be the space in the room, and I want to be the room, and I'm gonna this and that.
I don't care if you feel uncomfortable.
To embrace things like yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi that teach you how to have a more gentle flow of the body.
I also think it's because women can be more gentle than men. And that's more feminine. Men don't have gentle. Have you seen that they do like, not exercises, but like these things that they tell like men.
Oh, sí.
And then they, como que no tienen, y es que
es diferente. Pero también that's like weakness, right? To me, I always viewed it as like being femenina is physically being weak, or like, no levantes eso pesado. No, los hombres son los que, y a mí cuando me dice alguien it's too heavy, oh no, I got this. If it's heavy, like a man's not gonna outpower me, like I'm gonna move that.
I think women are way stronger. A man would never be able to go through childbirth. But then it's back to that, like, déjalo, okay, it's too strong. I don't have to do it. Like, let him take it. A mí que, I think I just fought for so long that it's like, nadie me va a decir a mí que, so it's like, go ahead and take it. I don't have to.
Tú no puedes más que yo type of vibes with the man.
But I think women are more graceful. So I think the whole working out, like Pilates and yoga, a man could never. And I think men underestimate. I got into it with my brother because, like, what do you guys do at Pilates and yoga? Like, ooh, like
everybody says it doesn't look. All the women I talk to say it looks hard. The men that say that looks easy.
He's like, so you guys just like lay there, and I was like, you could never, and. But I'm not there. Like, I know you can't. Pero, women are more graceful. I think that shows that women have these things that men don't, so why don't we embrace it instead of shutting it down? Because we've never had the opportunity to like embrace it. Makes sense. Yeah. And it's more internal stuff. Pero,
would you say your dad is more on the machista end?
Oh, my dad built the machista end.
That's why it's so crazy to me that when I have conversations like this, a lot of it roots from like your relationship with your dad, where my dad is coolest, chillest man out there who like let me be me, and I don't know, I think I was just watching my mom that I didn't, because my dad never had these crazy expectations for me of like being que tengas que cocinar, que tengas que esto, que lo otro. He had more of like academic expectations for me or behavioral expectations, but never really instilled in me like, no, mijita, usted tiene que en la cocina o así. Si andaba ahí de like, oh, I'm a Bob the Builder, my dad's like, all right, cool, you do you.
My dad was machista, that like women need to do all this and that, right? And women need to be quiet, they need to shut up. El hombre no manda. If he says this is what it's gonna be. Se tiene que respetar. But también me ponía a hacer cosas like in the yard or something. I'm like, well, choose one. Like,
contradicted here.
Pero I think that's where mine stem from. I don't want him to tell me something, and I'm not going to allow him to tell me anything anymore. Nobody is. Then when you get into relationships, then uno es el que tiene que tomar control because the vaginas are popping out and like...
Yeah. O yo le decía a mi mamá, yo no quiero ser como tú que like you control my dad y lo mangoneas. You know, yo siempre reclamaba a mi papá like, why do you let mom make all the choices? Why don't you stand up for mom? Or why don't you tell mom is wrong? But now I am mom. I am the one being like, no, así. Blah, 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 blah.
So you do want to change. You want to tap into the feminine energy.
I could try.
They also say women are very creative. Like, you can tap into that. I feel like I'm not creative at all. I don't have, like, that bone in me. But they say women are very creative. Like, whether it's, like, pottery, even, like, writing, makeup. They say todo lo que tenga que ver que sea como creativo, que también is embracing it. Women are more creative typically than men.
Sometimes I do tell myself, like, I want to spend, like, right now, probably do my makeup once or twice a week. That I try to, like, do, like, a quick routine where I can start wearing makeup every day. Pero, like, en la mañana me levanto and I'm like, eh. Like, today, no me pinté because I had therapy before this. And I knew I was gonna, like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ruin it anyways. But for the most part, like, I do try out at least once during the week, once on the weekends to, like, do my makeup and look like I put in an effort.
Does it make you feel different? Does it make you feel more feminine?
A little bit. I wouldn't say it makes me feel more feminine. It just makes me feel good.
More confident?
I like it, yeah.
What have you done ever that you're like, I feel really feminine doing that?
I had a baby. I'm just kidding.
We'll have another one.
I don't know. What have I done? I think, you know what?
And it doesn't have to be something
when
big.
I hang out with my mom's side of the family, los hombres on the side of my family are very like, we take care of everything. Like, do not even take out your card. Do not wear with friends and or other people the like, oh, half and half or this or that. But if I'm hanging out con mis primos y mi hermano mayor, like obviously on my mom's side, like the women don't even carry, I think, their cards. And they're like, no, aquí nosotros pagamos todo. El Alan, and he's 21 and Alan is almost caballeroso in the world. Like, from don't lift heavy to, no, I'll do that. No, I'll pay for this. No. And mi hermano mayor, mis primos and stuff like that. That, when I travel with my mom's side of the family or when we get together, I do feel like I notice it. And I'm
that
like,
you feel
okay.
softer. And
like,
you feel like relaxed. You feel like, como dijiste tú, you're walking on clouds de que, y no es de que, ay, pero ya te lo tuve que levantar, yo que no. Mi papá eso sí también era muy like, throw it in your face. So I don't want to allow a man to do something for me so they can throw it in my face. But it feels nice when someone takes over something and you don't even have to ask. And you're just like, oh.
Yeah, but they also help with kids. Like, you'll see mis primos y mis hermanos con, like, the kids. You'll see, ellos no, they don't expect you to serve them. If you do, great. If you don't, then you don't. So we got a good thing going on that side. On the man's side. I'm just kidding. Porque mis primas están medio locas. Una que otra, no todas.
Los primos are good.
Las que empiezan con V. I'm just kidding.
Y terminan con A. No, just kidding. What makes me also feel very like feminine is he'll like text me and he'll be like, hey, get ready tonight, vamos a ir on a date. And I'm like, where? He's like, don't worry about it. And then we'll go out. And I literally...
When they plan everything.
And you're just like... And I told him the best trip we've ever had that I felt the most loved, and I like want to cry every time I think about it, was when we went to Ensenada. He told me, he's like, vamos a ir a un viaje. And I was like, where are we going? He's like, no te quiero decir. I was like, well, I need to know about clothes and stuff. And we had gone to Ensenada. I did not plan one single thing. He had everything, and like everything that he booked, he's like, porque te gusta esto, porque te gusta el otro. And he got like a restaurant. Like, we were literally on top of the water, like seeing the water at the bottom right next to it. And then he's like, porque te gusta el mar. Oh, I knew you'd like this
Love
food.
that. When people do things, make it...
And it's like, you, like, y en veces como que, también when we went to Cabo, he planned the Cabo trip. And I found out when we got to the airport where we were going. He just told me, I said, look up the place and then send me inspo for outfits. And it just makes me feel taken care of. And at some point, you just like, no, wait, I have to know. I have to plan it out. And he's like, no, just go. And like,
I love that.
But I don't think all men can do that. So, like, when they say that, like, okay, I'll lift up, don't worry. Or, no te preocupes, yo tengo a los niños. Like,
¿No les enseñaron or what?
I don't know.
Or, yeah, I mean, how do you know what you don't know?
Pues así eso que te ayude. Un machista nunca te va a ayudar con los niños.
Con nada.
Con la cocina.
Mm-hmm. And ellos cocinan en familia too. So it's a different vibe, for sure. You don't see that a lot. So that is also one of the spots where I feel very comfortable, very like, oh, they got it. Whatever.
And it feels nice. Mm-hmm. I do think that we can do some, like, on our own, right? Like, we don't need to be in a relationship to be in our feminine energy.
Mm-hmm. So, en el próximo episodio me van a ver con las manos con esos
like the big old collars.
Así que no van a poderme ver porque el glow, like, with pink nails. You're not gonna catch me with pink nails, but
no, but I do think that we could do stuff on our own that will tap into what we think is our feminine energy. It might make us feel uncomfortable, but then it should come natural.
Sí.
And then I think when you're in your feminine energy, you attract someone that...
Because it's individualism, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be your type of femme. Yeah.
And then you'll attract someone that wants to, like, take care of it all.
Millonario.
We like those.
If I do that and I do get a millonario, I'm going to be so mad that I didn't do it before.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were going to be mad that you got a millonario.
No. Millonario se mío.
You're like, mija, quédese callada, mi amor. Mi amor, calladita se ve más bonita. Mija, pink uñas.
El millonario quiere pink uñas. Pink uñas. We're going to have pink everything.
Legally blonde vibes.
Shit.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I had fun.
I did too. Hopefully we'll be more feminine.
Yes. Watch like, the progress of the episodes from like to this like
fuck man. No, it's good. They did us wrong. But this is a good topic.
Yeah. We might eventually like invite men to the podcast. I'm just kidding. That's too far.
No thanks.
All right. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.